Welcome back to Mac Music Review. We got another new setting. I feel like we've filmed in like 100 different places now. This is kind of cool. We got this big bright bush. The sun's actually coming out, and it soon will shine in a way that will go right into the lens of the camera, and then we won't be able to do this thing. So we'll try to make this fast. Today we're going to be looking at some great albums. Before I hop into these great albums I've reviewed with the artists starting with the letters E and F, we're going to do an honorable mention, just one honorable mention. Business up front, party in the back. This is a ridiculously fun record. Ridiculously fun. It's also ridiculously stupid and brain dead and takes literally absolutely no intelligence to enjoy. Totally mind-numbing music and lyrics about dancing and partying and totally brain dead music. But honestly, it's a ton of fun. It's some quality rock music in my opinion. And I personally enjoy this record a lot, but I can totally understand it if you think it's terrible. Desperado by Eagles. Eagles, a legendary rock band, and I think this is a really overlooked album. When people talk about standout Eagles albums, it's always Hotel California. That's what they're really known for. But really, this is a really underappreciated gem in their discography. And I don't even listen to Eagles, and I really like this album. Like, I literally haven't listened to, like, much Eagles at all, but I will listen to this album again and again, because it's really, really good stuff. Really interesting. They do a concept and a theme, and they go through that theme very well. It's one of the best concept albums I can think of, where it's really, they really do the concept. And it's really good. It's a good album. Torches by Foster the People. This is a pretty good album. I like it a good bit. It's fun. It's cool. It's a good album. It's very well made. It's very original. It's very interesting. Mark Foster's vocals are really weird, and it makes it kind of hard to tell what he's saying a lot of the time. A lot of the lyrics are kind of unclear, but the lyrics that are here are interesting and original and fairly good. But what really stands out is the production. The music on this thing is really, really good, and some of the songs are just awesome, like Houdini and Helena Beat, like really great songs. Next album, this is Supermodel by Foster the People, and yeah, the camera did move, I will acknowledge that. The sun is in the way now. And I'm actually filming this like a week later because I was going on vacation and the video got interrupted. But here we go. Supermodel by Foster the People. Lyrically, it's a million times better than Torches. There is a focus and drive and concept with this album. This entire album, and I'm sorry about the noise. This entire album is about commercialism and how fake everything is and how artificial, and it's about searching for truth. It's about searching for meaning in life, and ultimately that is the most important thing, is the meaning of life, is what am I here for? Why does everything even exist? What am I supposed to do with my life? So with that being said, musically, vocally, it's great. This is a great album. Aim and Ignite. A lot of people don't know about this album. A lot of people know about Fun's sophomore album, Some Nights, but this album was totally slept on, was totally under the rug, because it didn't get all the Grammy attention. It didn't have any super big hit songs, and that's a huge shame, because this is a really good album. Musically, this is a very real, organic album. So much better than most pop music. This album has every kind of instrument you can think of. It even has like accordion on one song. And vocally, it's really, Nate Russ is a really interesting kind of, he's a very unique, original singer. He has a very interesting, good, emotional voice. And he just does a great job on this album. Aim and Ignite. It's a great pop album. This is God's Favorite Customer by Father John Misty. Honestly, a great album. It is his most raw, his most real, his most heartfelt. He still has that charm, he still has that wit, and a little bit of that cynicism that you see on all of his other records. But on this album, he kind of drops his guard down a little bit and makes himself vulnerable. He sings vulnerable lyrics. Some of these songs, Please Don't Die, the songwriter, he lets his guard down and says, hey, I'm a person. Hey, I need other people in my life. Hey, I have a wife, and all that kind of stuff. And it's his most human record, it's his most real record, and it's really good. Pure comedy. I think this is Father John Misty's best record. I think it always will be. I can't imagine him ever topping this album. It is by a long shot his most ambitious. It's like an hour and like 17 minutes long. Some insanely long songs. It's about humanity and how terrible America is. And not really just America, but how terrible the world is. How terrible human beings are. How broken we are. How the horrible things we do. And eventually the world is going to end. And that's how the album ends. And we're a speck on a speck on a speck, so nothing really matters anyway. That's the main gist of the album. Once you finish it, it's amazing. It's an amazing album. We have come to the end of our list with Run Wild, Live Free, Love Strong by the Christian contemporary music duo For King and Country. These two brothers made a much, much better album than their debut album. Their sophomore album is way more ambitious than their debut. The music on this is really large scale. It's really epic. It's really huge. It's really big and emotional. And that just works great with the vocals and some of the lyrics on this album. Some of the lyrics on this album are really, really strong. There's some really strong, good songs on this album in terms of lyrical content. Other stuff is, you've heard it before, but really grand music really makes this Christian contemporary music album stand out among the rest. And this is a great album. That's it. That's the whole list. These are some great albums, man. If I had to tell you the best and worst on this list, I know I said all these were great, but if I had to give you the best and the worst, the best would be Pure Comedy by Father John Misty. That would be my highest score. What I think is the best album out of all of these, I would say. The best, I think it's going to be a classic. I think it's like an instant classic. And I think the worst of these is Live Free, as the For King and Country album, because lyrically it's not always great, and musically it's not always great. It usually hits the mark. Musically, it's a mostly pretty consistent record. It's pretty consistent. Lyrically, some of the stuff is amazing, some of it is so-so, and all the rest is good. So that's the worst record on the list, but still a great album. All these are great albums. I highly recommend you check out all of these. It's great music.